Yo, could someone put in the Discord if... Wait. Never mind, it's fine. Lucas, welcome. Survived, yes. Whoa. Words muddled up. Right, Lucas, what I was trying to say was surprised that you're still alive after fucking hell, I can't speak. Oh, mate, is it glitched again? Does it not say... I've had such a horrendous day. I wasn't really meant to. I was meant to be here. Then I wasn't meant to be here. Why is it? Honestly, it's just randomly picking, just random, like titles that I've used in the past. Now I've got no idea what's going on. Give me a sec. I'll change it. Like last time round, I had to change it at the start because it had gone from like whatever Grand Prix it was, I think Singapore, and it just randomly picked out like the Azerbaijan Grand Prix or something. I've got no idea what's going on. It's probably something to do with the fact I'm streaming directly off the PlayStation, which doesn't help. Yeah, I'll get it sorted out now. Okay. That should be sorted now. Apologies for that. I don't know what's going on. I thought that was going to happen as well, and it did. So that is fantastic. Right. Yeah, it's fixed. Alright, cool. That's good. Okay, we're back. Sorry about the late join. I only got home like 10 minutes ago, and when I went to sign in into the game, I had to reset my... Well, not reset, I had to re-sign in with my EA account. We're here, 11 drivers on the grid for the Miami Grand Prix, which in real life is happening tomorrow. Max Verstappen, of course, winning the sprint race today. Daniel Ricciardo holding out against Carlos Sainz, finishing 4th. His best finish, equaling his best finish since Sochi, the Russian Grand Prix of 2021. Great performance from the Racing Bull driver. And Kevin Magnussen turned into a terrorist on the track. I would have been commentating if he didn't show up. Yeah, sorry about that, Piney. I've got a lot going on, exams and stuff coming up, so I don't really have time to just spend on the Discord and stuff, so I'm a bit all over the place, but yeah. Totally No Pro at the top of the timings with a 127.7, 2/10 clear of Lucas, who's in P2, and his teammate about half a 100th behind Rayner in P3. That's the provisional front three for now. Luke returning this week with a 128.2. Mikhail only with a 128.6. And I believe it was Koiz and Mikhail having an argument in the Discord pre-race. So, Mikhail maybe trying to prove people wrong. He has got an invalidated lap so far. Nate returns to the pits, but returns to racing in Tier 1. Captain MGF is back in the Haas car. I'm back after a month. Yeah, I was going to say, Totally No Pro, mate. Where did you go? I'm alright. It could be better, but this stream's for F1 and the F1 game, so best not delve into that rabbit hole. I messed up on the corner after the straight, says Nate. Nate, by the way, over 2 seconds behind P1. Nate, how do you feel about that? It's actually 2.104. Ooh, Koiz wants to race. If you can. I've got more in my laps as Totally No Pro, so our pole sitter, provisionally, claiming that he has more left to give. So anyway, Andrew. Wait, let me just check. Andrew, where were you? Lucas reckons he's got half a second to be found in his time. That would tick him to a 1:27.469. We'll round up and say he's got a 1:27.5 left in him. Let's see. Gazelle has gone to P4 with his best lap. He went off to watch some national races in karting, learning as much as I can before I start racing outdoor. Oh, fair enough. Are you gonna make... I haven't been on your YouTube in a while, but you do like upload highlights and stuff. I know of like your year and stuff. Do you reckon you have a GoPro? I think because I've seen some of your karting stuff. Would you just like post content about your karting? Because I think that'd be pretty sick if you did. Gazelle with a 1:28.172. That puts him in P4. Luke is now on a lap time. He's half a second up through Sector 2. Where is Luke going to find himself? This could be a pole position lap time here for the Williams driver. On to the long straight. Let's see at what point he brakes. How fast is he going to reach down this straight? He has got someone in front of him. It's his own teammate of Nate. Nate moves to the side after giving him a slipstream. Bit of teamwork going on there from the Williams crew. Rounding the final two corners to cross the line, Luke puts the Williams on pole. It's a 1:27.129. He was absolutely flying on that lap. Unreal lap time for the Williams. And that is provisional pole position. Let's see what the rest can respond with. Throat is still awful. I'm still coughing so much. So, hopefully it's not too bad. So the camera I use is a rental, but I'm getting my own GoPro soon, so I'll definitely post a bunch. That's sick. If you get a GoPro, like, I mean, you might know this, but like, if you get the app for it on your phone, you can like put like the G-force and like the speed and stuff of which you go. I use it for skiing, but I'm sure it would work the same. Or yeah, I think it would work the same for a car. And you can also get like, it will like record your like where you've been and stuff, so you can put like a little track map in the corner as well. There's a few YouTube tutorials on how to do it. It's really simple once you know how. But that'd be like sick for for like a YouTube series or whatever. That'd be really nice. B Chills, purple middle sector, allegedly, although I don't think it's very accurate on this game. I think maybe the Williams driver of Luke then returning the favour for Nate and giving him a slipstream down the straight. Nate will cross the line and improves by a second of 128.7 for him. B Chills, phenomenal lap time for the Red Bull driver to 127.362. Rapid lap, but that just shows how good Luke's lap was. But we are going to have a close grid. I mean, so many drivers putting in so many good laps. Rayner on a push lap, but he doesn't seem to be improving. Purple middle sector for him as he goes down the straight. 200, 205. Reaches 210 just before he brakes. Taking the corner as best he can. And he will opt to complete the lap. Rayner dragging the Mercedes across the line. 2/10 improvement, but he stays in 5th? Or does he move up, actually? I think he moved up past his teammate. So, up to 5th. But he's just still 7/10, just under 7/10 off of the pole position's pace. This is going to be really interesting to see the end of this qualifying. Mikhail, Pioneer has left the session. Mikhail sets a 127.6, and he's still, 5/10 off pole. We might not see the 3 household names of the sport right now, Mikhail, Totally No Pro, and Rayner, on the front row. None of them on the front row. It's looking like it's the day of Luke and B Chills. Coys gets his lap down, and it is an identical lap time to Mikhail, the man who he was arguing with in the Discord before this qualifying, before this race. These two becoming rivals, Ferrari, McLaren, and they set an identical lap time. You can't write that. You cannot write that. Nate's just said he's giving it everything he can on the next lap. If he goes wide or invalidates it, tough. So, he's going to give it everything he can. Oh, Coy's massively off the track there. I'm not really sure what happened to the McLaren driver there. Gazelle on his outlap. Crooked Vulture entering the pits. He's on an invalid lap time. Nate, everyone's in the pits apart from Coys and Gazelle. Coys is about to enter the pits at the end of this lap. Gazelle's about to start his lap. Well, he's still got half an outlap to go. I don't know why Coys doesn't race here. It's good opposition, says Nate. He just goes into turn 2 because he can win. Couple tenths into turn 1. Coys into the pits as fast as he possibly can. I'm sure that's not 100% illegal. No, 100% legal, but who cares? Oh. Ah, I see what you mean. Tier 2, not turn 2. I got you. Mikhail retires from the session. Mikhail has given up the goose. He doesn't think he can improve on his time. Rayner's on an outlap. Gazelle, he's about to start his lap. So let's ride on board with the Aston Martin driver. He will be starting his final lap of this qualifying session. Wide line. That's the real esports line into turn 1. Unfortunately, he's invalidated himself immediately. So, not sure what happened there. I didn't even see. Coys retiring from the session as well. So Mikhail and Coys not separated by anything, but because Mikhail set the lap time first, he gets the spot in front of Coys. That is pretty unbelievable. just waiting for someone to get to the end. And I think the first person to that will be Insiv. Alright, so... Insiv beginning his lap. I think there's a few people actually. Lucas was on a lap before him, which I didn't even realise. Wait, no, I'm just stupid, never mind. I am actually just stupid. I was too busy trying to block that person in chat. I would have gone again, but I didn't have the time to because I got back to the pits too late. Right, okay. That makes sense. Nate and Luke, Mikhail, Kois, Gazelle, Crooked Vulture, none of them will set another competitive lap time. Yeah, I'm sorting it out, don't worry. Right, Insiv. Going through this really technical part of the Miami track. Foot to the floor. Let's see what Insiv can do on what will be his only lap time of the qualifying session. No practice or anything. The McLaren hitting 214 miles an hour before the brakes are slammed on. I think he broke a little bit too early. I think he had a bit more distance, but it's Insiv's first lap. He doesn't have much space to experiment. It's a 129.2. Lucas next to cross the line. Actually, no, was that totally no pro? Oh, no, never mind, ignore me. Lucas, a 127.5. It was actually totally no pro that I missed going across the line with a 127.267, but that's not enough. And everyone else just gave up. I don't... in chat, totally no pro P3. Well, Rayner found so much time right at the end, so much so I didn't even realise. Okay, that woman, whatever. Self-promoter, whatever. They were banned. Would rather P4 outside is better at the start here. Says totally no pro. Fortunately for him, he's P3. The formation lap is underway. Luke gets us... oh, sorry. Jeez. Luke gets us going. Let's have a look at the tyres. Everyone except for Kois on those mediums. So Kois will be attacking Mikhail and those in front straight away into turn 1. And throughout the first few laps, I think he'll try and make his way up the order as best he can, probably targeting P4 or P3 before the stops. He's going to undercut everyone, see what he can do from there. Rayner on the mediums, of course, like everyone else. I think his goal will just be try and get past Luke, back him off into traffic and run off into the distance, create a gap and get into the pits. Say the same thing for Totally No Pro. B Chills, he clearly has the pace because he showed it in qualifying. Is that over one lap, or can he consistently keep that pace over the 29 that we have for this Grand Prix? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Let me just sort this out. Lucas behind. Oh my lord, I'm really sorry. So it's Lucas behind him. Lucas in the championship battle. More so than anyone else, I think. And he needs a he has qualified ahead of championship leader Mikhail. He needs to translate this. He needs to get a better result than Mikhail and close the gap as much as he can. Because at the moment he's really the only person who looks at all capable of challenging, sorry. Mikhail. So the lights are on ahead of us for the Miami Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. The drivers weren't held for too long. They're off the start and into turn one. Rayner looking, sniffing down the inside of the Williams driver. Rayner will get ahead and into P1 through turn one. We now ride on the rear wing of the Argentine's Mercedes. And he's had a fantastic start, ideal start to this Grand Prix. He's missed a lot of races this season. A race win, yeah, that would be very much so accepted by him. Luke just not getting the same amount of grip, traction off the line. We look further back. B Chills under a lot of pressure from Coys. Mikhail, what a start from him. He's up to P4 already. And B Chills just about holding on and diving down the inside of the Ferrari. He gets past Mikhail. Mikhail down to 5th. B Chills back to 4th. Not back to 4th, actually. Lucas, not a great start to this race. He's down to 7th. So he needs a bit of improvement here because he had a little advantage over Mikhail. Now it's gone. We look at the Ferrari of Totally No Pro pulling alongside the Williams down the inside into turn 17. Is he going to get that move done? I think just about does. But B Chills coming down the inside. He also gets past Luke. So the man who started on pole down to 4th on the first lap. Rayner getting the fastest lap of course, but it's not over because he's got to defend against Totally No Pro. Mikhail gets taken by Coys. So those two already battling, and we already know that they've got a bit of history together. Rivalry between those two. Rayner just about hanging on, someone locking up there. Going through turn 4. And B Chills, he's now trying to find a way past. Rayner and Totally No Pro both going off the track, causing B Chills to have to slam on. A little bit of a concertina effect. Luke, our pole sitter, just not the opening to this race. He wanted. B Chills switches to avoid contact with the Ferrari. That was a very late switch to the right hand side of the track from Totally No Pro. Will the Red Bull manage to get around the outside? Yes, he will. Keeping the foot down. That's not an easy move whatsoever. But the Red Bull makes it work for now. But he runs it a little bit wide. Back comes the Ferrari. Around the outside of 16. Down this straight now. Surely we'll see a few overtakes here. The pack is still bunched up. The Red Bull driver going to have to defend against the Ferrari, who's defending against the Williams and the McLaren behind him. Coys up to 5th. I said his target will probably be 4th or 3rd before the pit stops. Bit iffy on the rear end there. On, and B Chills has gone around. The Red Bull has gone around, coming out of 17. And that is not what he wanted at all. Really unfortunate for him when he was having such a good start to the race. He had a good qualifying, but it's all for nothing really, as he drops to the very back of the order. Rayner has managed to build that gap from Totally No Pro, and he's done what I said he would have wanted to do. And obviously it's a given that you want to drive off into the distance, but he's managed to do it at the moment. But with the slipstream, no DRS, he wasn't within a second, Totally No Pro, but he does get a nice slipstream on Rayner, and towards turn 11 we go. He's pulled that gap down using the slipstream as best as he could. Crooked Vulture overtaken by Nate. That's for P7. Luke twitchy on the rear, and he's got to be careful because Koiz is all over the back of him. Better grip, DRS, they'll both have it, but one of them is substantially closer to the other. Actually, Luke didn't get DRS at all. Koiz breezes past. Now look at this, Totally No Pro gets DRS on Rayner. We're going to ride on board with the Ferrari driver. Scuderia will gain, but not enough. He's going to get another helping of DRS here. He gets the fastest lap of 131.057. And a lock-up there maybe for Rayner into turn 1. That's going to help Totally No Pro out a little bit. Lucas has gotten past Mikhail, so Mikhail, maybe the race pace isn't there. The rear sliding around once again. You can see he is struggling through some parts of this circuit. B Chills now with the fastest lap, so he has got the pace, but he's going to need a safety car to get him back into this one. Totally No Pro keeping a very tight gap to Rayner in front of him. We go under the cable cars now, back towards turn 11. DRS now for the Ferrari driver, and it's really just a matter of when he's going to get the move done. Towards 11, Totally No Pro takes the lead of the Miami Grand Prix on lap 4. There's still 25 laps to go, but it's been a pretty good first 4 for the man in the Ferrari. We have got one penalty, and it is for Captain MGF. I'm sure they'll start building up though as this race goes on. Luke P4, and he's 2.2 behind Koiz, so he's really not got the race pace today. Not the type of pace he showed in qualifying. Maybe the setup just isn't for race pace, because you can see here Lucas is about to go flying past the Williams driver, and the Ferrari of Mikhail is going to do that as well sooner rather than later. We're going to look back up to Rayner, who has the DRS on Totally No Pro, but might look like he's starting to drop back a bit. And he's locked up once again, running it deep into turn 1. That's just going to let Totally No Pro get a bit more of a gap before the next real overtaking zones. B Chills another fastest lap, improving that one by a 10th. So he is really flying around the Miami street circuit at the moment. And we're back on this straight. But look at the gap that Rayner has got to Totally No Pro now. He's just dropped off massively. I mean, last lap when we were here, he was ahead. Obviously not for the entire stretch of road, but he was ahead. And Totally No Pro was right on his gearbox. He cannot replicate that performance that the Ferrari showed. Bit of a slidey rear end there. Looking like he was drifting through that, 12, 13, 14, 15. That really technical part of the track. But DRS for Rayner, well, he doesn't look like he's had the pace really, but he is still right on the rear end of Totally No Pro. I don't know if that's just because of DRS zones, because he has dropped off in certain bits across the lap. But if you can manage to stay this close to him, then all hope might not be lost yet for Rayner. He cannot allow Totally No Pro to just run away, and he isn't going to. Not just yet, although he maybe braking a little bit late again into turn 1, locking up the brakes. He's really struggling with this first sector of the track, I think. And that's what's causing him to struggle. Lucas all over the back of Luke, but somehow Luke is still ahead. How? I'm not too sure. And what happened there? Luke... Oh no, Luke just went weirdly through that section of the track and Lucas went flying by. I'm not really sure what happened to the Williams driver there. Mikhail, he is now going to look to make a move on the Williams as well. Williams sandwich, and Nate is not doing too badly for himself whatsoever. Luke down the inside into turn 11 gets that move done, not quite. Lucas is going to battle it all the way through to what? Oh, but a bit twitchy on the rear end. Lucas loses out. It's the Battle of the Lukes on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. Luke Skywalker, anyone get the reference? No? I'll stop talking about it. Luke barely hanging on here, but he is just about doing so. Crooked Vultures out of this race, and we have a safety car just as Lucas was about to make his move down the inside into 17. The safety car is out. And now, B Chills can get back into this race. Into the pits goes Totally No Pro. Rayner, Coys as well, Luke as well, Lucas as well, Mikhail as well, but Nate has stayed out. Is that to avoid the double stack with Williams? If so, he's a genius. If not, then he might not be a genius. B Chills has got fresh mediums on, there or thereabouts fresh. So he's stayed out as well. I do think Nate will pit. I think that's just a given. Can B Chills come out ahead of any of these guys? No, but he is... Oh no, he does come out ahead of Lucas actually. Oh, that's because of a double stack of Mercedes with Rayner and Lucas, so not great for him. Well, I didn't expect to be saying this today, and he was doing really good job actually, Nate, of sticking to the back of that fight between Mikhail, Lucas, and Luke. But Nate is our race leader. Granted, it's under a safety car. He is our race leader. He hasn't pitted. We will have a look at the tyres now, see what everyone's come on to. So, a variety of tyres, that's what we like to see. Different strategies being used across the board. It's a fresh set of hards for who was our race leader, Totally No Pro. It's mediums for Rayner, so I think he'll be putting a set of softs on it at the end of the race. Coys is onto the hards, he'll be going to the end. Luke onto the softs, interestingly, so maybe he knows he doesn't have the pace, he needs to get a gap out and then he'll pit for maybe mediums later on, and he's just going for an aggressive racing style. Interesting strategy to put the softs on nevertheless. B Chills stays on those 6-lap-old mediums. Lucas onto the hards, Mikhail onto the hards, Gazelle onto the softs. Ince put on a set of hards 3 laps ago, and Captain MGF serves his penalty in the pits and puts the hards on. So miraculously, in complete not Aurora Racing League fashion, we've got no penalties anywhere right now. Oh, I thought Nate dropped it there, I'm not going to lie. I thought Nate had just dropped it going through one of the corners. Do you know if quali is on now or 9? Coys, yeah, you're English, aren't you? Because come on, you Spurs. By the way, Spurs said that they would go and beat everyone or whatever. I don't know. They said they were going to go and beat all the major teams to cause an upset in the Prem, and they've lost to all of them. I think quali's on at 9. Or, hang on, I'll check for you now. I'm pretty sure it's 9. Qualifying's, yeah, it's at 9. Coy, seeing as you're here, how do you think your race is going so far? Up to P4. So you made 3 positions up since the beginning of the race. And I think crucially for you, Mikhail got kind of stuck in a double stack, and he's now in P8. So obviously there was a lot of talk between you and Mikhail before this race, or there was a bit of talk. How's the race going for you? Do you think you can go and win it? What's the thought here? My pace has been better than I expected because I've done zero practice. So, yeah, again, do you think winning's a possibility, or would you be happy with the podium? I mean, obviously, you're always going to push for the win. Do you think the win is on, or safety cars in this lap? I'll be happy with a podium. Well, you've been doing pretty good for yourself so far. You got the hards on. Anything can happen. That's the beauty of the sport. Totally No Pro is going to win, you think. Well, that's one prediction. I don't think that prediction is wrong. And something that I predicted that's wrong is, what is Nate doing? He just didn't pit off of those medium tyres. Nate's going to get us underway after this safety car. And he's going to lead them down towards turn 1. We ride on board with the rear wing. Pretty comfortable lead, but those mediums are going to be no match for the fresh tyres of the rest of the grid. Battle between Luke and Coys. Luke on the softs dispatches the McLaren with ease. Totally No Pro trying to find a way past the Williams driver and back up into P1. Nothing doing at the moment, and you can just see the pace difference that Nate has got from the rest of the grid. Totally No Pro slings it down the inside. Nate's going to hold it around the outside. And somehow he's still in the lead of this race. Switches to the left-hand side towards 11. It's really just a matter of when. Forcing Totally No Pro as far wide as he can. It's going to be 3 abreast, then 2 abreast. Into turn 11. And Rayner comes sweeping down the inside. Can he hold it? He now switches. He's on the inside line. And Rayner is into P1. Out of nowhere. The Mercedes driver swoops through. Benefits off the fact that Totally No Pro was ran wide by Nate. And now Rayner is back into P1. This is massive for Rayner. He's got the medium tyres on. If he can start pulling away now, he could have an unreal strategy to get the softs on and then carve through the grid once more in this race. Nate battling with Lucas. He dropped behind the Mercedes. He's really being picked off now by the entire order. Slidey rear end gets tagged by Gazelle. Gazelle has to cut the chicane. And Nate is into the barriers. He now enters the pits. And that, yeah, you could see it happening. The grip just isn't there when you don't pit. And I don't think Nate can really complain about that one. It was a very risky strategy to not box. One that I didn't really understand, to be honest, but he gave it a go. He had his moment in the lights. P1. And now B Chills on the back of Lucas. He's passed Lucas. This has been, despite the fact that he dropped to the back of the grid, B Chills is having a fantastic race. Now he's up to P4. The safety cars help them out. He can go and chase down Coys, and he's got the pace to do it, I think. The Red Bull driver has been flying. Obviously, he's got the fastest lap at the moment. Gazelle on the back of Mikhail. Gazelle with the soft tyres on, so I think he really does need to make a move here. Totally No Pro. There is no DRS yet, but he is still on the back of Rayner, and that is not good for Rayner. Rayner needs to really pull away now. Gazelle not able to find a way past Mikhail. DRS clearly needed. Let's ride on board with Totally No Pro. DRS enabled now, so we'll see that in a few corners time. As we come out of turn 9, they'll get DRS all the way down to 11, as you know. That really long stretch of track. 2 really long DRS zones, and then the shorter one on the start-finish straight. So there are obviously many many opportunities for overtakes on this track. Lucas, he gets back past B Chills, so maybe something happened because he seems to be going quite slowly there. Captain MGF has picked up another time penalty. He's the only one who has been given any penalties at the moment, so that's his second penalty. And back comes B Chills into 11. Can he get the move done? He runs deep. Lucas just hangs it and stays there for now. Totally No Pro about to get more DRS. So we move away from B Chills and Lucas's fight for now. As we watch the Ferrari driver, DRS, how close is he going to get to the back of the Mercedes in towards turn 17? Not close enough. It's all about the braking zone. A little bit of a lock up on the front right there, I think, for Reina. And Totally No Pro will get some more DRS towards turn 1. Insiv overtaken by Captain MGF at the back. That's for P8. Nate is now sat at the back of the grid, 21 seconds away from any point scoring positions. The two Williams, it's not really been their day, has it? Luke started on pole, but has just dropped further and further down, and I think he came into the pits earlier. Yeah, it's not been ideal for the Williams driver. B Chills in P4 now. Coys is hanging on to the back of this battle. Reina just hasn't been able to pull away with all the DRS zones in the world. Totally No Pro looked like he wanted to send it. All the DRS zones, I think, have really helped Totally No Pro stay with Reina. Mikhail and Lucas battling further back. And there is a yellow flag. And is that B Chills again? Is that the Red Bull B Chills again? I think it was. Now Gazelle and Lucas are battling. But we have to stay on board with this battle as much as I really want to flick to see what's going on. Totally No Pro, DRS. Coys has got DRS on him. Oh, I'm sorry. Running it a little bit deep there, maybe the Ferrari driver. And no move. Captain MGF and Insiv battling for P8. B Chills down in 7th after a little bit of an incident. Lucas and Gazelle are P5, P6. And Mikhail is going to try and drive away from that battle now. Coys is actually going to start pressuring the Ferrari in front of him, I'm fairly certain. And I think that's exactly what Reina needs to happen. Coys will get the DRS, just as much as Totally No Pro is going to get the DRS. Let's ride on board with McLaren. But I think you're about to see, yeah, you're going to see the Ferrari gaining very quickly on the Mercedes, who has no DRS, but into turn 11, sticking to more of the middle of the track. Reina just defends his ground. No overtake yet. Into 16, they're about to go now. Coys gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. So now he's really just here to cause a bit of trouble. DRS open for the Ferrari driver. Reina forcing him the long way around, but it doesn't matter. Totally No Pro back into the lead on the hards, and he's still quicker than Reina, who's on the medium tyres. I think it's so crucial now that Reina finds his way back past him, maybe even into turn 1. Late on the brakes. What a move this will be, and it is unbelievable from Reina. I think Totally No Pro just broke a little bit too early, and Reina comes flying back around the outside. Or was it all strategical from Totally No Pro to give Reina the position back so that he gets the DRS on the run down to turn 11? Insiv is out. He retires in the pit lane, I think. Just quickly flick to... I think he retired in the pit lane. I'm not 100% sure. Here comes Totally No Pro. And Coys around the outside. And in to turn 11. Coys is going to get past and take the lead of the race. Coys from P3 to P1 in one corner. Turn 11 is showing some great battling today. That's probably the best part of this entire track. Turn 11. So much action, so much drama on that one stretch of road. But here comes Totally No Pro again with the DRS. but he isn't gaining that much on Coys. It's going to be the most heroic lunge if he sends it, but he won't send it. Reina comes steaming in behind him. And the top three, separated by 7/10 towards turn 1. Here comes Totally No Pro. Coys sticks to the outside, swerving across the break the slipstream. The Ferrari coming back through these S's, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, and then around this swooping left-hander, kind of a U-shape, like a long hairpin, that's turn 7 and actually turn 8 because it's technically 2 corners. Totally No Pro then. He's going to get the DRS towards 11. Reina just needs to hang on to the back of this. Here comes No Pro. Into 11, Coys deep into the corner and keeps the position. It's really scrappy now at the front. And they're doing whatever they can to stay ahead of one another. Reina, he's just giving them a little bit of space, waiting to pounce on any mistakes that arise in front of him. Totally No Pro, gonna get the DRS on Coys. This time he's gonna be closer. This time he's gonna be close enough to make a move. He's on the inside into turn 17, and he's going to get the move done on Coys. Can Reina profit? He's just a bit too far back, and the Ferrari retakes the lead of the race. Towards turn 1 we go now, on board with the rear wing of Totally No Pro. Lock up there for Coys, I think. And now Reina might have his opportunity to get past the McLaren driver. I mean, don't get me wrong, Reina's quick, but these two have just been quicker. Unfortunately, that mistake for the McLaren might cost him, but a weird line there from Reina. I don't know. That first sector is just really throwing him off. And he lost like 6/10 through the first sector. Coys is out of DRS range, although he does pick it up. And now Totally No Pro is sitting very pretty indeed, as he is now able to just fly away into the distance with no pressure behind him. Here comes Lucas on Mikhail into turn 11. He's going to have to go the long way round. Mikhail, sorry, keeps it on the inside. Is it enough? I don't think it will be. The Ferrari driver, will he have to concede this position? Yes, he will. Great move from Lucas, but the old switcheroo was nearly viable. Reina getting past Coys to take P2. That was down the straight. Back comes Totally No Pro. He's going to also get the DRS, and then... Sorry, back comes Mikhail past Lucas, I meant, and then B Chills past past Lucas as well. Sorry, this is getting confusing. B Chills, he's now going to get DRS. Is he going to be the main beneficiary from all of this? Because down the inside he goes, but it is the old switcheroo this time, and it will work for Mikhail. It was just too much too soon for B Chills. He runs it deep, then he nearly loses the rear end trying to get the power down, and he's going to be under a lot of pressure from Lucas behind him. We look to Coys, who might be able to pressure Reina towards 11, but this battle is incredible for P4, not even a podium. Coys and Reina battling it out into turn 11. Reina's on the inside, and I think he's managed to keep it. Down the inside, B Chills comes on Reina. And he's so far to the inside. Mikhail thought of the switcheroo again, but it can't be pulled off. Different lines there taken for both the Scuderia and the Red Bull, and clearly the Ferraris was quicker. Oh, he is going to be all over the back of the Red Bull now. No chance he manages to hold this. Back comes Mikhail towards 17. He flies past the Red Bull. Lucas is just dropping back and back. Reina did manage to keep P2 over Coys. Coys still with that 3-second time penalty, but all that battling is allowing Totally No Pro to drive away a little bit. Rayner will need to box as well, and he's going to box eventually for soft tyres. Mikhail looking decent so far through Sector 1, relieving pressure. We got yellows between Luke and Nate in Sector 3, just going round 17 there. Ooh. That was not pretty for Lucas, all over the place, cutting the track a little bit just to stay alive and in. He is now most likely going to get past the Red Bull. They've both got DRS, and he's just not quick enough in a straight line, actually, the Mercedes. They're going to gain on the back of Mikhail. Not enough for a move, as Gazelle is surely about to get past Captain MGF. And he does very easily, but into 11 actually. Gazelle not able, well, will he keep it? Gazelle and Captain MGF, this is an interesting battle. Into the technical section, Gazelle is ahead, but absolutely sending it down the inside is Captain MGF. That was not the wise move, and he has paid for it. He gets nicked, or really nicks. Back of another car. Oh, have we got a safety car? No, just yellow flags. Something happened there for B Chills. He's going to get overtaken by Lucas, and then Mikhail is over a second ahead, and I think Mikhail will now finally just drive off into the distance. Coys and Marina close together now. There's so many battles happening in so many different places on this track. I wish I could just watch them all, but alas, I cannot. Coys all over the back of Rayner, or he was. He's going to pick up DRS. Here comes the McLaren driver. So much more pace than the Mercedes, and he's going to come flying around the outside. And finally, I think the McLaren has got the move done. Are the mediums starting to wear away? This is really ideal now for Rayner. He will box. He will get the soft tyres on. Why do we have a safety car? Front wings, are they intact? Let's check out B Chills'. Oh. Thanks to the game and their terrible camera angles. Oh, here's the issue. Captain MGF. His front wing, he shaved it off. Well, shaved is a generous term. He has ripped the front wing off and thrown it away. He's banging the wall as well. Luckily, you can't really damage that front wing anymore. It's not even there. He will have to go into the pits and get that changed. Yes, so, yeah, they're all into the pits. Let's see, mediums for Totally No Pro. Coys getting the mediums on as well. Rayner onto the softs. This is what I wanted to see. He's going to have, what, 6 laps of racing with soft tyres on? Rayner might be able to win this race. It depends. Softs on for both Mercedes. Lucas is on the softs as well. Mediums for Mikhail. B Chills is in the pits. Soft tyres on for him. No, he's serving a penalty. No, he's not serving a penalty. I think he was just waiting for someone to drive by. So, let's get the tyres up actually. Captain MGF gets a time penalty. 5 seconds for him. Coys has still got his 3 seconds, of course. Let's see the tyres that everyone has chosen. Yeah, B Chills onto softs. So, Totally No Pro, Coys, Rayner. Wait, no, sorry. Let's start again. Totally No Pro, Coys, mediums. Rayner, softs. Mikhail, mediums. Lucas and B Chills both on the softs. Gazelle, mediums. Luke, softs. Nate, mediums. Captain MGF, softs. Now, what I find really interesting is we've got, what, a 50-50 split? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 50-50 even split between the drivers of which tyres they're on. Half are on the mediums, half are on the softs. If it was me, I'd be going softs all the way. You're only going to get maybe a maximum of, what, 7 racing laps the softs will hang on enough for that, and they'll be so much quicker at the start. That's the more important bit. I can also see the argument for the mediums. The argument being, they'll be fast at the start, not as fast as the softs, but by those final 3 laps, they're going to be the superior tyre. I think they just will be. How's this going to affect the championship standings? Well, Reina really needs to finish ahead of Totally No Pro. Not really. Totally No Pro's basically got no points at all this season. Only 47 to Reina's 73. But Reina's only 5th. Koiz is ahead of him by 8 points. So Reina would really like to finish ahead of Koiz. He'd preferably like to win this race and finish ahead of Koiz, obviously. Mikhail leads the championship. He's down in 4th. Reina, I think it's crucial for basically anyone, especially Lucas, who's right behind Mikhail, and Lucas has those soft tyres on. It's crucial for everyone here to finish ahead of Mikhail, because he's out and ahead in the championship. He's ahead by 40 points ahead of Lucas. Lucas needs to start chipping away because there aren't that many races left. So he really needs to start making his moves now. He also needs to finish ahead of Gazelle, which shouldn't be a problem for him, as Gazelle is down in 7th. Gazelle 3rd in the championship, 87 points. Koiz obviously with the 81 and Reina with the 73. Those are the only 5 drivers who can pose any sort of a threat on Mikhail's absolute dominance of a season. Mikhail is trying to do it for the first time ever in Aurora Racing League. And he's looking very, very good right now. He's looking amazing to go home and take his first ever championship, which is so well deserved. The only man really out there who can stop him is Lucas. I think Koiz and Reina are they're too far out of reach. I mean, Lucas is 40 points behind, which is already massive. Koiz is what? I mean, Koiz is like 58 points behind. Reina is 66 points behind. I mean, that's just not reasonable. You just can't catch him. 68 points off with not that many races to go. That's not going to happen. 66, that's not going to happen. 58, that's probably not going to happen. You know, it's not looking likely. Other than Lucas, who's 40 behind. He needs to finish ahead. We've got one more lap under the safety car. We'll be in on lap 23. That means we've got the entire 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. It means we're going to have 7 laps of racing. 7 laps on the soft tyres, I think it's doable. They'll have a little bit of degradation from trundling around the track under the safety car. They're going to be faster for the first 3 laps, then I think the mediums will be dominant. Reina needs to basically get in the lead. He needs to get into the lead, and then he needs to defend like his life is on the line. He needs to get into the lead on the opening lap. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he needs to. Lucas needs to get past Mikhail, and he needs to never see that car again. He needs to get past him and then fly away from him. But Mikhail knows all he has to really do at the moment is finish ahead of Lucas, or finish right behind Lucas. As long as Mikhail is finishing these races and getting decent enough points on the board, he is sorted. If he DNFs, different story. Lucas could drop the gap to, he could drop the gap from 40 points down to 25, or even worse, 14 if he wins it with the fastest lap, which I don't think is going to happen at this point, but anything can happen. That is the beauty of Formula 1. The safety car is in at the end of this lap. The Ferrari of Totally No Pro is going to get us underway. He's shown that he's got the superior race pace over Koiz and over Reina. He pulled out about a 1.6 second gap before the safety car, just as a little battle was brewing up between Reina and Koiz. Reina has got the softs on. He will be quicker for the first 3 laps. But is it going to be enough? I just don't think it will be. Totally No Pro has got them going, and Mikhail is already all over the back of Reina. Not a great start. He hasn't really predicted the race start well enough. Reina needs to really put the foot to the floor now and set in a couple of qualifying laps. Otherwise, his chances of winning this race are over. A great getaway for Totally No Pro. He's already out of the grass, over a second away from Koiz. Koiz hasn't been able to keep with him. Lucas on the back of Mikhail. I think this is the important one. I think if Lucas can get past Mikhail now, then it will be interesting. Koiz close on the back of Totally No Pro. He's not going to be close enough, surely, not to send it. Lucas is going to send it, though, and he knows he needs to. Oh, Mikhail shut that door. Didn't think for a second. Captain MGF, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Luke drops to the back of the grid. Yellow flags there. I think there's probably a bit of debris. Maybe it was because of the car being slow. No safety car, though, importantly. Koiz is going to do everything he can now to get past Totally No Pro. And he will get past him because he's approaching at a rate of knots. He now leads into turn 17. And Reina's going to be preying on a battle starting up here. So Reina can go flying past them with the softs on. But at the moment, he is just not... He's not got it. He's not got the pace. Koiz sets the fastest lap, a 1:29.4. And he is in the lead, but he has got a 3-second time penalty. Reina basically just needs to get past Totally No Pro, and then he can win the race. Mikhail, he's not gaining on Reina, but Lucas just isn't doing enough to get to the back of that Ferrari. He's going to need to stick within that half a second distance, and then utilise the DRS that's about to be given to him as best he can. So does Reina. Reina needs to get right as close to the back of Koiz and Totally No Pro. Down this DRS straight towards 11 now. Totally No Pro is just flying towards the back of Koiz. No DRS though. Into 11 because DRS has not been re-enabled. Lucas is close to the back of Mikhail, but nowhere near close enough to make a move. And actually, Lucas has got more to worry about. B Chills on the softs behind him. We've seen how fast he is in some parts of this race. Lucas must be on his last warning for time penalties as well. Captain MGF picks up another. Lucas needs to watch out for the Red Bull behind him. I don't think there's anything he can do. Here comes B Chills. This is going to be a dent in the side of Lucas's championship hopes. Down the side, down the inside of Mikhail as well. B Chills, that is unbelievable. 2 on 1 straight. That was miles back. Who in their right mind sends it from there? B Chills is flying. Well, that is absolutely unreal. I'm absolutely speechless after that move. Koiz is doing a great job here at just staying ahead of Totally No Pro. Totally No Pro knows he doesn't need to push it, just needs to stay within 3 seconds. And Reina might be in a lot of trouble now because he's got B Chills all over the back of him. B Chills is absolutely flying. And Reina just is not close enough. He just hasn't got that pace. Lucas, he needs to make the move happen now. Is he going to send it down the inside of Mikhail? No, he isn't. Running it deep. He's trying everything he can. Desperation setting in. The Mercedes driver, Reina, has been passed by B Chills. Totally No Pro is all over the back of Koiz. B Chills, he might just be thinking, with this pace, can I go and win it? And I genuinely think he might be able to if he can keep it up. Mikhail now on the back of Reina. Reina is struggling because here comes Mikhail. Totally No Pro is past Koiz. Lucas is going to get stuck behind his teammate. He can't chase down Mikhail. This is really going to do him wonders for the championship. B Chills has crawled to the back of this battle. Remember, on lap 3, B Chills was at the back of the grid and I said he wouldn't need a safety car to get back into this race. Otherwise, it's over for him. I had no hope for his race hopes. I didn't think he was going to finish anywhere near the top 5, let alone be challenging for the win. But it's so important now that he needs to clear Kois, because those tyres are going to drop off over these next laps now. He's in his prime time to get past Totally No Pro, and he's wasting it being stuck behind Kois. So crucial that he gets past the McLaren now. We're going to have to wait and see. Mikhail wants to drag himself into this battle. B Chills past Kois. Now he's just got the Ferrari, setting him away from a win here in Miami when all hope was lost on the first few laps. B Chills, this could be the most incredible comeback story you've ever seen here at Aurora Racing League. Back of the grid, back up to first on the last few laps, but it's not over yet. Totally No Pro's going to defend like a lion, and so twitchy on the rear end. Nerves setting in for B Chills. Nate picks up a 3-second time penalty. DRS, absolutely crucial that he sticks now with the Ferrari driver. He needs to overtake him on this next lap. And he knows he does. He's flying here, B Chills. He doesn't go for the move. He doesn't have to go for the move. He's going to wait. The soft tyres are just working wonders. But he's so twitchy on the rear end at times. He needs to keep the car pointed forwards. It would be heartbreaking for him to lose it due to a spin. Totally No Pro is in search of a needed win after a month of absence. B Chills is in search of a win after a shocking start to the race. Which one of these drivers is going to appear on top? We'll have to wait and see. We've got 3 more laps to come. And B Chills is all over the back of the Ferrari, nearly running into him, going into turn 8. Now, towards the straight, he will surely get the move done here. Slipstream, that's one thing, but the DRS, the flap opens now. Towards turn 11, the Red Bull driver is through and into P1, but now he's got the challenge of holding on to the race lead for another, 2 1/4 laps, 2 1/3 laps. And there's going to be a big DRS zone, which is going to be crucial. And he's just not going to stay ahead of the Ferrari here. I just don't see it. But he does get a fantastic exit. Maybe I was being pessimistic. How much does the Ferrari have in the tank? Well, he doesn't have battery left. That's one, but neither driver does. Here comes the Ferrari towards 17. He's going to go for it into turn 17. That is an unreal lunge from Totally No Pro, but it doesn't pay off. He gets pinched on the inside. And he's got no ERS left to use. He's got DRS down into turn 1. B Chills is going to have to fight for this with everything he's got. Kois is getting himself up here as well. He could really help out the Red Bull driver by getting past Totally No Pro. Of course, Kois just won't win this race due to his time penalty. Here comes Kois down the inside, but he makes contact. Kois makes contact and spins out, and that is it. Race over for Kois. He's still going to drive to the end, but he makes contact with Totally No Pro, and that has ruined his chances. Obviously, he had the 3-second time penalty. He wasn't going to win it, and now B Chills will be worrying because he's got no buffer in between him and Totally No Pro, and those softs are not going to stay the good tyre for the rest of this Reina. He's now trying to get back at Mikhail, and he does so successfully up to P3. Reina, desperate for this podium, needs to obviously have been championship rivals for so long. Reina's absence this year has meant that he isn't in this battle. Totally No Pro isn't close enough to B Chills. Here comes Mikhail, back past Reina into 17. The Ferrari driver back into that final podium spot. Reina's got to be wary of his teammate as well, who isn't giving him the easiest time. Both of these drivers on the softs, both the Mercedes driver on the softs. Mikhail is not, and I think that's really the defining factor. The soft tyres are hanging on pretty well. We've got 1 lap left. Kois retires from the session. Oh, has there been a contact there between him and Kois? Him and Nate, sorry. I think there might have been. He is out of this race. And Totally No Pro towards 11. This could represent one of his last chances to win this race. B Chills back of the pack, but no, he's got a time penalty. Oh no! It all falls apart right at the end. He'd done the incredible, but he loses it due to a time penalty. Heartbreak for the Red Bull. All Totally No Pro has to do is keep it in between the white lines, which he is going to do so cautiously. And he'd done everything he needed to do, but B Chills loses it to time penalties right at the end. Heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak. Here comes Reina. His last chance to get on the podium in the car. I just don't think it's fast enough. ERS clearly saved up there for Mikhail. And he has done everything he needed to do. He will go on and round out the podium positions. Totally No Pro finishes first due to the time penalty. Mikhail rounds out the podium position. And Reina finishes fourth, agonisingly close to P3, but just not enough. And B Chills, that is soul crushing. I mean, props to him. What a performance. What a performance. I mean, to finish P2 after the hardships that ensued at the beginning of the race. It's fantastic to finish P2, but P1, I'm sure he's going to be gutted. He knows what could have been, and it's going to crush his soul. Captain MGF and Luke contact right at the end there. I don't know if maybe Captain MGF was trying to take Luke out or something. He's ended up in the runoff zone and out of the race. He won't even finish and get any points. And Luke crosses the line. The man who started on pole, only good enough for 8th. Disappointing for the Williams driver today. And B Chill's driver of the day. And he is my driver of the day. Unreal. But so close. I mean, what could have been? What could have been? That result, though, home GP win. Congratulations, Totally No Pro. Shame you got a penalty. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that would have been an incredible. I mean, obviously, I don't root for drivers, but I was I'm not meant to root for drivers, but I was rooting for him to win that race. I think it was turn 4, tried going down the inside there, and basically it wasn't really, like, the gap wasn't really there. Kind of racing incident, I think, judging it live, made contact with Andrew, Totally No Pro, and spun around. People might say, oh, we closed the door, but Totally No Pro, he didn't turn in on him. He was following his line. I don't think there's anything wrong there, so I think it was a racing incident. But we'll see what the stewards say after the race. It was a great, oh my god, sorry. Great race. Congratulations, Andrew, for a win on your return. 25 points. That will see you move to 72 points, which would take you 1 point behind Rayner, but obviously he picks up points as well. Win number 10. 1-0, double digits. Can you make it triple? Probably not. I mean, triple digits would be absolutely ridiculous. Imagine triple digits in Aurora Racing League. That is like passion. How many seasons would that be? That would be like just what, like 8 seasons of just continuously winning. Yeah, probably a bit unrealistic, to be honest. Like a 10-year career at Aurora Racing League to get triple digits. Anyway, congratulations to Totally No Pro, Andrew, for winning. And congratulations to really everyone who participated. It was a fantastic race, considering there's only 11, 12 people driving today. What a race. But yeah, great race. And, well, hopefully it's that good for the next one, for round 10, sorry. So, we've got, Interlagos, no way. We've got a race at Sao Paulo, Brazil, next time out. Then it's Imola, and then we are joined at Abu Dhabi for the Yas Marina circuit for the final race of the season. 3 races to go, and I'm not gonna lie, I think Mikhail has got one hand on the title now. I mean, sorry, I hit the microphone there. Let's just have a look. Whoops. So, Mikhail, where did he finish today? I can't even remember where he finished actually. Yep, no worries, guys. Thanks for a good race. Mikhail P4, cheers. I couldn't remember. So P4, that's what, like 12 points, isn't it? Yeah, 12 points. So that brings his total up to 151 points overall this season. And Lucas, you finished where? 5th? 6th? I can't remember, mate. I'm sorry. My memory, I only remember the podium sitters normally. 5th, alright, cool. So that's 10 points. So that means that you move up to 109 points. So you're on 109, he's on 151. Yeah. Lucas, mate, you're going to need an absolute belter. You are basically the league's only hope of now stopping Mikhail. And if there's anyone who deserves the championship, it is Mikhail. He's come so close so many times. And I think this season will finally be his season. There's only one man who can stop him, and it is you, Lucas. Next tracks aren't ideal for me. Get training. No, I'm joking. Good luck for the next few races, everyone. And except Abu Dhabi. Imagine. Mikhail misses the next 2 races. It comes to a 1-on-1 shootout at Abu Dhabi. Lucas dives down the inside right at the end to take the World Championship. Unreal. Enjoy your night. Have a good one. I'm going to watch Quali and Merc. I'm going to put my Mercedes shirt on and go and cry myself to sleep later on this evening when Mercedes do not pull through. Hamilton, come on, let's make it to Q2 this time, guys. Yes. Merc double Q2 elimination again. Yeah, that is how it's going to go. Guys, Adrian Newey to Ferrari though. Let's just be happy. He will move there, and he will move there. P13 and P11. Yep. Did you capture what happened with me and Coys after he spun? No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Ricardo will cook. Imagine Ricardo getting an actual podium in the race. It won't happen, but that would be so cool. Danny Rick used to be my favourite driver back in the day. Pole incoming. I just hope Verstappen like crashes out and his car's like irreparable. Anyway, quali time in 5 minutes, guys. Get to your setties. Get the F1 on. And pray that Hamilton makes it out of Q1. From me and everyone else at Aurora Racing League, wherever you are in the world, have a good morning, good afternoon, or good night.